the state our Upanishadic Rishis are unable to describe, so they just sing Ah, Uha, 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 Ahamannam, 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 Ahamannato, Ahaggo, Ahamannataha. Just the joy they are singing because they do not have any other words. They don't have any other words. That is why they go on just ah, hoo ha, hoo ha, hoo ha. That Shivabodha, only they are expressing it in their trance. In the world's largest Shiva temple, Bayon Temple. Basically, Jayavarma, who is also called as Vishnuvarthan, he had a title Vishnuvarthan, but Jayavarma was the name. Vishnuvarthan means the embodiment of Vishnu. He considered himself as the incarnation of Vishnu, and he was worshipped as the incarnation of Vishnu. Here, in this region, that is why you will see many places. In the war, he will be portrayed as if he is on the Garuda with the four hands. It's actually he himself is portrayed as a Vishnu, worship. But his Ishtadevata was Shiva. So his personal temple is Shiva temple. A large Shiva temple. Even though he was considered as the incarnation of Vishnu and worshipped by everyone as the incarnation of Vishnu, he himself was a great devotee of Mahadeva, Shiva. So today we are going to have one more powerful process in the world's largest Shiva temple, Bayon Temple. See, you trying to complete your incompletions voluntarily, how much ever after sitting with mirror, talking out so many things for days, can just be awakened. One glimpse of friendliness in you. I tell you, basically, your consciousness is programmed to catch the best things of life. When it sees somebody radiating a deep friendliness, it just falls for it. And it wants to imbibe that and tell the world. Radiate the same thing to the world. Giving you the right greed is the job of the master. You see, if you are born and brought up in an area where a lot of criminals live, and you see a top criminal, Don. No, I am telling you, unfortunately, if you had that kind of ambience, you will fall in love with that. And you will try to become that Don. Blessed are those who had the opportunity to experience the intense joy and love of the Master. Because you will be inspired to radiate that. You will be inspired to hold on to that. I think before even starting this inner awakening, I said that the friendliness is the smell of Advaita. More than Shivoham, you are going to experience the best dimension of the Master, the deep joy and friendliness. Understand, it is actually the joy and friendliness that opens your inner space and gives you a feeling secured. That is the reason you are traveling with me to the higher zones so easily. People who never sat and closed their eyes for the sake of meditation are here. Understand? It is not that all of them are already initiated devotees and who have done inner awakening program. There are many people who first timers, please raise your hand. First time you are coming to inner awakening program. See the number. But so comfortably they are all able to sail. So comfortably, I tell you. The love and friendliness being radiated is the smell of Advaita, and you are all programmed for it. Because you are all already programmed for it. The moment you see that outside, you catch it, and you feel like you also want it, and you want to live it, you want to radiate it. So naturally, the one glimpse of this love, especially when it comes from inside, as she said, the years of incompletions will be burnt with people. Actually, they will not know what is going on with her. The whole world is really wondering, what is going on with you guys, these 400 people sitting there, and they are talking as if they are visiting from the other planet. They are aliens. Neither the psychological space and state of this planet, nor the mind of this planet is there for these guys. All of them are full of smile and sitting somewhere. We may not be in other planet, but we are in other plane. See what she said, that I saw Shiva dancing, but I felt I am not separate. That ability to be and see, ability to be and enjoy is consciousness. See, you always think either you have to be an enjoyer and the sugar will be separate, which will be enjoyed. Anywhere when the enjoyer and enjoyed is separate, it makes you dull. That is why even sugar, after 20th spoon you are, no. Whether it is a taste or sound or scene, even anything which you enjoy by seeing, the forest. After 10 days, what will you do? Okay, let's change the place. The ocean. After 2 days, what will you do? No, let's change the place. Or a beautiful snow-capped mountains. All right, after 10 days, what will you do? Even the great Everest and Himalayas. After 10 days, you come back. Okay. So, anything when the enjoyer and enjoyed is separate, it will lead to boredom, it will lead to tiredness, it will lead to the enough dullness. Whether it is a pleasure of seeing, pleasure of listening, pleasure of smelling, pleasure of tasting, pleasure of touching. So, when the enjoyer and enjoyed is separate, it leads to dullness. When the enjoyer and enjoyed feels one and the same, you are seeing Mahadeva dancing, but when you look, you are not separate from him. When the enjoyer and enjoyed is one and the same, that is what I call consciousness. Unending dance. Nitya Dandava. It is not just Ananda Dandava, Nitya Dandava. It's an unending joy, unending pleasure, because the enjoyer and enjoyed is one and the same. So, enjoyer and enjoyed, if both of them one and the same, the life becomes enjoying. It just becomes enjoying. The whole life becomes a happening of joy. Unending joy. Whatever the Yoga Sutra says, Upanishad says, you guys are literally having those words as an experience, life in each one of you. I can say, the only thing now I have to educate all of you guys is that do not take it for granted because it came so easily. It came so easily. Just learn to celebrate it, live it, be soaked in it. Many of your incompletions only lead to ignorance. I always tell you, see, when she says, I avoid liking maths, there must be some incompletion. Maybe when she was initially taught maths, either the teacher forced her or she didn't like the way it was taught. Some incompletion becomes a knot. And that knot stops you becoming master of that science. Now, due to the conscious awakening, when that incompletion melts down, suddenly that knowledge opens up to her and it becomes tasty, enjoyable. Understand? This will happen not just in maths, in tons of things for all you guys. See, there are some professionals who hate to sit in their chair. There are some businessmen who hate to talk to customers. They have to talk, but they hate to talk to the customers. They have to force themselves to pick up the phone and talk and all that. Please understand, now all that kind of patterns will melt down. All that kind of things will melt down. It is not just the hatred for maths will melt down. I can say now, if your son or daughter is not able to do any subject, please bring them to Shivoham Inner Awakening. See, all ignorance is the incompletion towards the process of knowledge. It is very unfortunate. The modern day education system is such, it treats everyone in a blind way. It does not have a sensitivity for people's feelings and does not bother whether people enjoy learning. The learning is forced so much, but never the sensitive approach whether people are enjoying learning. Without the sensitive approach, whether people enjoy learning or not, the learning is imposed on people. That is why so much of ignorance. Before imposing the learning, you need to be sensible to people whether they enjoy learning. I can say, when these incompletions melt down, suddenly knowledge opens up to you and you start enjoying learning. Your tears never lies. The moment tears are flowing, it is as true to you as somebody poking a knife into your stomach. You understand? Only if something is too really hard hitting, your tears will flow. I want to tell you guys, how many of you had tears yesterday during the experience? You don't need to doubt at all about your experience, because tears cannot be created and nobody gave you glycerin. Understand? Laughter can be faked, tears can't be faked. Even you are a professional actor, you need a glycerin to fake tears. And even if you have to cry without the glycerin, you will have to remember some incident which was so real, hard hitting in your life, and bring it back and drill, and then slowly make the tears come. But here, there is no pain remembered. You remembering Mahadeva was as deep as the worst pain of your life. You see, worst pain, how real it was for you. To that depth, this Shivoham was real. That is why the tears have started flowing out of joy. I tell you, Ramakrishna says beautifully, just by, see, the first teaching of Ramakrishna, if you have read his Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna book, the first word of Ramakrishna and last word of Ramakrishna is one and the same. He says, by remembering your Ishta or Guru, means your God or Guru, if the tears roll in your eyes, this is last Janma for you. This is the first word and last word of Ramakrishna. And nobody gave you glycerin. Nobody asked you to remember your mother-in-law. Nobody asked you to remember the pains of your life. And the instruction was not remember all the pains and incompletions of your life. No. It means the energy in which you are sailing, you might have started with imagination, but it has hit to the space of which is more real than real for you. Now, with all integrity you can say, I know I am Mahadeva more than how much this world is real. How much this mic is real, how much the person who is sitting next to me is real, how much this throne is real, how much the person who is sitting in this throne is real, how much these deities are real for you. That much that Shivoham is real. Understand? Now the next thing will happen is, even that Shivoham will become more deeper real than this. So at that time, it will not just be tears, this whole area will become so sweet. This area, as if just the honey was just poured into your mouth and your mouth is locked. The honey is just sitting. Then you will see that Shivoham has become more real than anything you perceive. From Shivoham, when you start perceiving everything, it's enlightenment. Feeling the whole world is inside you is what we call in the Shastras embodiment of being Devi. The mother, Jagat Janani, who is the mother of the whole universe. You understand? When the Kundalini is awakened, that's the way you will exactly feel. If you are more feminine conscious, you will feel as Jagat Janani. If you are a more masculine consciousness, you will feel one with the cosmos. Jagat Pita. Understand, all of you need to understand, you guys are not the unsuccessful, useless part of the society where people are load on the society. All of you are successful professionals, contributors of the society. So when something happens in you, it cannot be rejected as some hallucination. If somebody is the non-contributor or harming the society, if he imagines something, visualizes something, you can call that as a hallucination and dump it. But not the imaginations and visualizations of somebody who is contributing to society. Here we have doctors, engineers, contributors, administrators, professionals, businessmen, everybody. Understand, your imaginations and visualizations cannot be pushed aside in the name of hallucination or illusion. You are part of the society. If society tells you are hallucinating, they are hallucinating. So you can't be brushed aside. You understand? If somebody is non-contributor or a load on the society or the danger for the society, if he hallucinates something, imagines something, visualizes something, we can say, it's a hallucination, forget about him, dump him or throw him. But here you guys are, most of you are leaders of your community, wherever you are. Whether you are if you are in the sports, you are a leader in that field. If you are in a business, you are head in that area. Even in your communities, most of you are well-known faces, where you are successful contributors. So this shows very clearly, whatever you go through, whatever you experience, cannot be brushed aside in the name of, must be hallucination, maybe illusion, maybe imagining. No. You guys are able to create even if you have imagined something. You are leaders. See, when somebody don't have the capacity to create what they imagine, it is called hallucination. When somebody is capable of creating what they imagine, they are called leaders. That's all.
Now,
Please understand, all these are not imagination. Whoever you admire, their ray of them is inside you. That is why you even admire. See, it's the... Again, I only wanted to add this one. People may ask, if the third day people have experienced already Shivoham, why 21 days? Why, please listen. I'll now strengthen this experience into you so strongly that no one's doubt can create doubt in you. That is my job for next 2 days. I'll finish that in next 2 days. Afterwards, what is the job, I'll tell you. That somebody else's doubt should not cast a doubt in you. The Shivoham to that depth in you. Actually, you see, my body is like a semi-solid. It's a liquid. For the bhava, it just assumes the space. That's all. For the today, Trigona Mandala. The next process, we are entering into Devi energy today. Understand? Shiva is Devi put together. It is not something separate. Actually, Shiva means the masculine component. Shiva means the feminine component. So, now we are going to include the Devi energy, the Trigona Mandala. We are going to start the work today with the Trigona Mandala, with the Devi Bija. The Devi Bija. Of course, it will be invoking the Shivoham experience only. Shivoham experience only. Devi is the first being experienced Shivoham, and only through her you can experience Shivoham. She is the door. She is the door for Shivoham. So, there are so many people, Nandis, means who don't have any experience, they just know whatever Swamiji need to do through me, he will give the power and do it. For all those Nandis, today is the day. You guys will experience today. Don't have all these things, but we know whatever Swamiji need to give, he will give those powers. Whatever he need to do through us, he will do it. So that space holders, today you guys will see that the explosion is happening even in you all. Even that team will start exploding today, because it is the mandala of Shivoham actively. The activism Shivoham, the active Shivoham is Devi Mandala. Shivoham actively imbibing people into it and giving them that experience is Devi. See, like a passively he sits, who comes, I will give the Shivoham experience is Mahadeva. But come on, let me get everyone into it and give them the experience. No one will be left out. That is Devi. The active Shivoham experience is Devi. Mahadeva gives like a cream, the Shivoham experience. Devi gives with a scream. Actively. If Mahadeva is scream, Devi is scream. Devi is the greatest scream of ecstasy. She is the ultimate scream of ecstasy. Nor pain, or anxiety, or fear. She is the scream of ecstasy. Calling people to be in the ecstasy is Devi. So today, we'll start the process with the first process with the Trigona Mandala. Then in the evening, Sadashiva, where Devi and Mahadeva becomes one, where the Shiva and Parvati is one, we'll go through that process, what we call as Ardhanarishwara. So each of the Mahadeva's dimension is one expression of Shivoham. With this, let's move to the next continuous mandala process, Trigona Mandala process. I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching and causing eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.